Red. Red is on. Time being 4:45.
Today is Thursday, July 20th, year 2017. Time is 4:47. Let this meeting of the Tilton Board of Selectmen now come to order. Let the record show that Ashley St. John is not with us this evening, but the rest of the selectmen are present. Should we stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Just a real short set of minutes. I'm liking that.
Yeah, I do not see Kim's in here.
I have it.
You do? Got it. All right. Okay with that. Now I'm just looking for the minutes.
Is the amount on page 1 correct for the bricks? Third bullet down?
Yes.
$295?
Is that correct, Joyce?
Pointing, yeah.
Yes, 295. That was for the repointing?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, for repointing the failed mortar joints. But it should say just around the brick area, this here, bricks near the ramp. After bleed, okay, it does. Bricks near the ramp. I guess that's enough.
Yep. Looks good.
Everybody good with the minutes? Make a motion to accept the minutes of July 13th. We didn't correct them, right? All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? Motion carries. Make a motion to go into non-public session as it pertains to personnel.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Fogg, yes.
Yes.
Constantino, yes.
Dawson, yes.
Scanlon, yes.
I'll get them.
Thank you, yes.
Yeah.
We are red. Red is
I'll
on.
show you what I got.
Okay, motion to seal the minutes of the non-public session as it pertains to employee permanently.
Second.
Roll call. No.
Yes.
Yes, roll call vote, please.
Fogg, yes.
Constantino, yes.
Selectman, Dawson, yes.
Scanlon, yes.
Okay. More?
Are we good?
You're in
Okay.
public.
I just have a question as far as where when I came in for my 90-day review, instead of asking for any money or anything, I just said I'd like to be able to take a vehicle home. And you guys said, all voted and said, yes, you can take the pickup home in the summertime and the black car home in the winter. Well, now the blue car is out of commission. It's done. The blue car is done. It's a parts car now. So now that has translated into the black car coming here for a town hall car, which leaves me without a vehicle. So I would like to continue using the pickup as my travel back and forth vehicle. And nothing, I drive, the guys are using all the trucks all the time to the point where I drive my own pickup around to go to meetings and whatnot. And I'm not looking to you guys to pay me for doing that. I'm just saying
But we have the two pickups that are being used constantly
constantly,
during the day.
yeah, they're all three, the two pickups and the one ton are being used all day.
So you use your own vehicle during the day.
Correct. And like I said, I'm not looking for any reimbursement or anything for that. I'm just...
So before you took the black car home in the winter?
in the summer, and took the
summer.
pickup home in the winter.
Right.
Now, the pickup is a 2008, it's got 30,000 miles on it. It's not like we're killing it on the miles.
I was,
So you're using the older one?
Yeah,
Or we
yeah,
can
I'm
do
using
the
the
other
old
way.
truck.
So if the guys are using that, when you get here, what will you be using?
Well, that's where I'm kind of getting into an issue, because the trucks are being used. So it's kind of leaving me with using my pickup every day.
But if
No.
you're driving, a highway truck back
Then
and
it's
forth-
leaving one of the trucks for a truck that those guys don't have.
Well, you should come and find out if the car's being used for the day. Park your truck here and use the car for the day. Instead of putting in town.
Well, like I said, I
That's-
don't.
I know, I do
No,
the
I
same.
don't.
Too much
I
of
do
a-
the- I do the same thing.
I don't
but
mind.
If you've got a lot of driving to do, just,
Right.
take the town car.
To me, it's
I
kind
don't
of like I'm
have-
losing a benefit
Well,
that I
let
was
them take-
I
getting.
don't have a problem with them driving.
Let
the
them
truck.
take the pickup, and what may happen is one of the crews from the pickup gets bumped to the 1-ton, and the 1-ton goes to one of the big trucks during the day. You'll just see the big trucks out.
Yeah, I mean, just know that that's an option, but I don't have a problem with,
So
continuing
just
to
don't yell
drive.
at them when you see the big truck hauling the lawnmowers, because he's short of trucks.
I know.
Well, it's either that, or you guys let me buy another trailer
Right.
that's big enough to haul all the lawn equipment, and we only need one truck to haul it. Or the 1-ton in the other truck.
did we just buy a
Is
trailer?
that why we're using, I thought we bought the trailer.
We
big
don't
enough
have
to
a
haul
trailer
it.
big enough to haul all the lawn equipment.
Didn't we just buy a
So we-
trailer?
We've got a 10-ton trailer up there. It's not something you just drag around with a lawnmower on the
We just
back.
bought a trailer for all carrying all the lawn equipment last
No,
year.
I don't think we
This-
bought
That's
it.
not a lawn equipment trailer.
We bought a
Did we-
trailer recently.
The trailer that we have would haul the backhoe.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay, last year we bought a trailer, right?
I thought it was to haul.
And it was
back.
to haul all the lawnmower equipment. That's what I
But
was
I thought
told.
it was for.
It's not a lawnmower trailer.
No, that's a.
You can't, I'm not even 100% sure you could even get the zero turn on it.
I don't think we purchased it, John. I think we talked about it.
I think it
And
was
that's what
talked about too.
Fred went
We had
out
a
and
small
got
one
prices
that didn't
for us.
hold everything.
Right.
And we had the big huge one, and we were talking about getting rid of the small one and going to
That's correct, we
one
were,
that could
because-
carry all the
And I
equipment.
don't think it
The
ever
smaller one
happened.
was broken.
But there
I went
was
down to the
something
trailer
else.
place and priced the trailers out
That's,
and whatnot for what we need, but it's,
yeah, and then we got a bump in the road. There was something else we
There
had to
was.
take care of before
Right.
we did that, and that was never dealt with.
right.
It was happening.
So,
It was happening.
so I think that I have absolutely no issue with you taking the pickup, but I also think that you need to research the price for a trailer that will fit all the lawn equipment.
And I
on it.
have done that. It's $3,000 for the trailer that fits all the equipment. Brand new at the trailer outlet right here.
Right here in
What it's called, yeah.
The
Well,
aluminum,
Tilton, it's still Tilton, but down at the trailer outlet down there.
yeah.
And it's a 18-foot landscaping trailer, rated for the right weight. It'll fit both the 010s and the rider
Where you
tractor.
park it though?
Where do I park it? You guys need to come down and see the shop.
I've seen it recently, but,
Well, you haven't seen up back. There's plenty of parking.
okay.
I thought we approved that last year.
We had an event that
We
took
had an event that
place.
took place.
Yes,
never
I recall that.
We never got back to it.
There wasn't anyone to purchase it.
Right. We did get prices
I
on it.
remember we had a whole bunch.
Yeah, and I saw the prices down there, and then I went and I kind of bargained with the guy down there to get the price down.
That's
a
all
little bit.
similar to what we had.
Yes, yeah, and I spec the trailers. I'm not gonna go spec out a trailer that's not right for what we need.
Do we have the money in the budget?
I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. But that guy
No,
right
I
there
think
does.
for efficiency, so we're not driving two vehicles, I think we can find the selectmen within our budget, $3,000
To buy the trailer.
to buy that trailer, because in the long run, it's gonna save us time and money.
Yeah, and it does, because now we don't have to, and even that way, we can put the zero turns on one, and if one guy's doing the cemeteries and the mowing, you've got the little trailer for the little
Put the finance
Husqvarna,
man
and you can
on.
put the other ones, and they can go that way, and this one can go that way.
Finance manager, on the spot, please.
Huh?
We're looking for $3,000 to buy a landscape trailer that will eventually save us time and money. Somewhere in the selectmen's budget,
In the selectmen's budget.
tapping into the public works budget.
Road materials?
that's what I was thinking.
Easy on my road materials.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Easy on that. Easy. Easy. No, it's not in the Sultan's hand.
Well, I mean, there's some lines.
But we got a rental one that's, we
very
haven't
tight.
used, it's got 2,500 in it.
Yep.
It's what?
The rental line's got $2,500 in it.
We were talking about using it for brush cutting, is that you guys are doing
I
it
think,
all
I think
manual?
we're doing it all by hand. I just try and save money. We've been doing it by ourselves. So, the only thing I got coming up is the ditching, and that's $4,000, and I got plenty of money for that.
3,000, I'm sure we can find it. It's just that, yeah, I know that you have some other things you want to do possibly this year. So, it all depends.
We had anticipated doing this last year, but we got sidetracked with another event, and it didn't take place.
Well, and also, they have the highway equipment capital reserve fund. The other thing, take it out of there by the end of the year, reimburse the town for short. So, sorry.
Thank you.
So if you buy a new truck, it won't have leather seats.
No.
Go buy a trailer instead.
Leather seats.
What?
I know what he's saying.
Take it
He's
down to
being...
capital reserve fund, and go buy a cheaper truck. Come on,
I
Pat.
heard that. I was like,
No, it's
"Well,
fine.
did we really do that on
Air conditioner
camera?"
on it. Not sleeping.
We go with Bimini.
Yep, Bimini, yep.
How
So,
much is your trailer?
it was $3,000.
Motion to authorize the expenditure of $3,000 to purchase a landscaping trailer.
second.
Any more discussion of the motion on the table? All those in favor?
Yes.
Signify by saying whatever. Whatever.
Whatever.
Yes.
There it is.
I always find it
Have a gale with
interesting
it,
that
man.
the chairman tells everybody what to
I
say.
couldn't barely hear.
Catherine made a motion to expend $3,000 to buy a landscape trailer, and Pat seconded it.
No.
Not to exceed 3,000 or to
No, to expand. You said it was gonna cost $3,000?
to expend, okay.
And so, my vote is yes on the truck, and then when you get the truck, now you've got a trailer, so now you've got the truck.
Yeah, and that
to
makes it
drive
so I
Right.
can... The two trucks.
Which truck?
What number is that one? I think it's one. It's the one Dennis used to drive.
It's the 08.
The Chevy, not the GMC, the 08 Chevy.
Was that a motion too, or just a consensus? Or?
We have made a motion for him to take the truck home instead of the car. Those were all ayes.
Is that seconded?
Yep,
Okay, can I ask a question?
absolutely.
Okay, back when we allowed, because that's considered a fringe benefit.
Fringe
That's
benefit.
correct.
So, I'll have
Taxes.
to check the IRS regs, but we would have to take the value of it,
And that was in the thing, but it never...
tax you.
Kinda.
Okay.
Didn't we call him a first responder?
No, remember we looked at that, it was only police cars were exempt.
I
The
do
police
know...
have to call him to clear the road if there's an accident.
Right. And I do
We have to
know...
have him clear the road if there's a
So that there
tree
isn't an
across it.
accident. Right,
Flooding.
right.
Well, just to be safe, I wanted to check the IRS regs.
Thank you. Call our guy in
It
Portsmouth,
goes by the value, that's why I wanted to know which vehicle it was.
Yeah.
cheaper one. Anything else you'd like?
That's all I got.
Any selectmen have questions for our Public Works Director? Sidewalks are looking good. I like the bones we found today.
High Street, so you say you're not doing anything on that?
On that side of the town. What I've done on High Street is done.
How was
I
Linden?
had one question, I didn't know if it would be possible, but around the wheel or window wells out there, if you guys could put like just a little bit of payments, because it pitches towards it.
Already on top of it. I'm gonna, you see the grates that are there? If you look at the grates, okay? You're looking at the window wells, and you look at the grates, they're in this, the grates are in this way, and on the back side of the grates, there's a 3-inch lip on the back side of the grates. I'm gonna, once we get it done, I'm gonna take the grates down, and I'm gonna have Kevin put sides on it, and all we gotta do is flip the grates around, so the water can't get in there anymore. It's gonna have that 4-inch lip all the way around the window, and in the front.
So the water
So the
will
water can't
run
get,
down on the side there.
right, the water can't get to it
It's all gonna
anymore.
be sealed.
And then we don't have to go down there and mortar in a bunch of stuff and make it look terrible. It'll be flipped around, and like I said, I'll have Kevin weld up the side so it can't. And even if I have to, we can put a piece of rubber stripping to the outside of it, so it sits tight against the.
So as you know what I'm talking about, I'm
I
sure you'll
do.
figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get it, yeah, absolutely.
Get
We
that
can take care of that.
Yankee Engineering.
Yep. Yeah, we can keep the wall, we'll keep the wall.
That's
right.
it.
Anybody else? All righty, you have a good night?
Good,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Good night.
Have a good night.
All right, so where do we stand?
Make a motion, we go
You want me
into
to flip this?
non-public.
Oh, you guys just.
We're gonna go into non-public for the evals, there's nothing else really, everything else has to wait until
Rob, will you
after.
make sure my sign is turned?
I will.
Thank you.
Motion to go to non-public for
Stack.
employee, and I apologize for not having that out and telling you which one it
91A,
is.
23. Personnel.
Yeah, but I think there's two of them, but it's okay, it's personnel. Roll call.
We are red is on. Time being 7 PM.
Motion to seal the minutes of the non-public session as it pertains to employees permanently.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Fogg, yes.
Constantino, yes.
Dawson, yes.
Scanlon, yes.
Joyce, you're on. Please.
That means we're gonna get to the fireworks.
Open.
I entered the current goals and future goals on that for that one employee. Did you, but I entered it into the main document. Did you want me to send you a copy? Do you want to see it before next week or just wait until next week? Wait until next week.
I don't want you to send it over the internet.
When we did our site visit of the 2 lots for the police station, I had suggested I could blow up from the subdivision map so we could get an idea of where a building could be placed. And Catherine had also wanted the topos, and I didn't spend a whole lot of time on this. Dari helped me initially so that I could get the correct scale. But this is the topo the only topo we have that I was working off of. And the largest I can get it blown up on our copier, because I didn't want to go spend any money at Staples until I knew exactly what we wanted to keep everything to scale on the 2 lots. This was the largest I could get them. So, did you want me to go and get this made larger at Staples?
I don't need it larger.
Okay, but it does give you
Anybody need it larger?
Where was that?
What's the corner lot?
the corner lot
132.
As long as you know what your scale is, because
and our lot.
you're gonna cut out a building to set down.
But I don't know if that's large enough. And then I also did it, so I
See,
had,
the boring, right now, it's really the boring. We need to get them in there to do some borings. We pretty much picked out where those should take place, I thought, when we were walking out there.
and this is from the subdivision plan. for
I mean,
each
right
lot.
now, the flatter lot is gonna be the least expensive to develop, but the borings could tell you a different story.
And then, so I took, there's 4 designs that we have. The most recent is January 10th of 2011. So I took the original plans and I copied the original size. So if you want to get the smallest I can get it that you can see it, where it's, you really don't have to worry about to scale because the measurements are right on it, was 25%, and you can you'd have to get it between 50% and 25% to fit on one of these.
All of those buildings will fit on either of those lots.
But if you want to see what the layouts look like, I have those.
Did you include the walkout one in that 4?
Yes.
Well, that's not gonna fit on either.
There's
of those
one,
walls.
1, 10, 11, we've got 11, 15,
The
10.
walkout is not gonna fit unless you really change it and take the sally port out of the basement.
Yeah, and 11, 5, 10, and then this is the one from 61 Business Park Drive, where it's the full-blown first floor.
Oh, that's probably, that's the one, that's not practical for, that, let me see that design. Isn't that the design that was intended
For the life safety
for
building.
the life safety that?
Yeah, because there's 3,
The expectation was, and the hope was, is the fire department would build, yeah, this is, yeah, this just isn't gonna work.
and also they're gonna have a mezzanine,
this
so
is
there's a
gigantic.
basement floor scheme, the first floor, and then a mezzanine.
Can I ask a stupid question?
No question is stupid ask.
Building plans, are they the 20 scale, 1 inch equals 20 feet?
I don't know. It doesn't have it, it just has.
Yeah, it'll be on, it's in the it's in the title block somewhere.
This is 3/32 of an inch equals 1 foot.
That's an architect's,
Yeah.
if we could get everything in like the 20 scale, then you know you're all set. I'm just concerned with all this photocopying. It'll be close, but it's not gonna be,
This is the fourth. That really shouldn't be part of this. And
That's,
neither should
This-
the walkout.
this is 200, so that's...
this is the, you wanna look at the big one?
Is this the walkout?
This is the one from,
I don't know what
the mayor property.
the mayor property was the walkout. I don't know what
This is the most recent one.
So do we have a plan then showing the building on, say, the mayor property, that if it's in the same scale as another, you just cut it out?
Right.
And now you place it down?
Yeah.
That's gonna be the
We
easiest.
do. Yeah, it's this one. That's the mayor.
That just, that doesn't show, this is just,
Well,
Oh,
no,
I'm
no, no,
sorry.
no. You want the,
It's this one. It's that.
no, you want showing the whole site with the building planted on it,
But I
not the
think-
building
I
separate.
think we're getting, aren't we, are we, I'm sorry, I have been up since 3 o'clock this morning. Are we, and this is upside down, getting into an area where the committee could really kind of figure out?
I think when we did the site walk, I know we pointed out a couple spaces where we thought it would be good to do those test borings, and
That's
there were
right.
3, right?
Yep.
On each site. So I think we just need to mark up a map, right?
And then, well, we can go in and flag it also.
So this isn't going to work on either of those properties because this is got the sally port underneath as it stands. However, the committee, I guess we could, but the committee could do this, is take this plan, take the sally port
Right.
and move it up to ground level and move something from here, like records or whatever, training room maybe, and put that in the sally port.
Right.
But I do believe we have a plan that's designed for flat ground. That is not a walkout, it's very similar to this.
I'm looking at, trying to find out the square footage of the area.
It'll fit on all of them.
This one. I don't, yeah, the car, this is all one floor.
This is the J. Jill wasn't on one floor, was it?
This is November 15th of 2010.
No. Okay,
This is all one, it's 105.
so this is 105,
by
5
100.
inches by 100, so that's gonna fit on either of those properties.
Right.
It's one floor.
Because this is
There isn't even-
400.
Is there no basement?
No.
So this is what, a slab on grade? Oh yeah, look at the columns. This is a slab on grade. 4-foot walls? Yep. Must be.
I suspect unless there's some miracle that happens, that we're gonna end up being a slab on grade. Because
It's the cheapest way to
the
go.
other ways, we start getting down, be deep into the water table, we'd have to grade that.
So for future growth, if need be,
You're gonna wanna go outwards or upwards.
can you make it so that if we need to go up, we're all set?
Yeah.
That
Up
way,
or out?
rather than
Up.
cut out an option, I'd have both, but I'd still probably go up.
Build it so that you could go.
Yeah, so you'd wanna do something,
Up.
with steel,
Yeah.
10-foot,
And that
10-inch
one-
walls instead of 8-inch
Right.
walls.
That one
Good.
could fit on,
Why can't, oh,
This one as well.
Okay.
because this is the lot 6. So,
What I am surprised is this is a 2-car sally port, which is smaller than what we have now. Don't we have a 3?
No,
no, we have 2.
they would like a 3.
That's
That's
not
not
3? Oh,
No.
I thought it winged out further. All right, yeah, they would like a 3.
2 1/4.
Yeah, it's just a wide door, I think, and it opens
it
up a
is?
bit, so.
All right.
This is
There's a
28
space.
by 32, that sally port.
Wow, that's good. I don't have those measurements on
I
there.
was gonna say, if we do a 2-car sally port, I'd like it so you could expand to a 3rd if need be.
They've got it on an outside wall.
Yeah,
Would be in the placement.
I think he said he wanted 3 cars, so if they had 1 car in there, that they were doing a search on, yeah, still.
Right, and that's 2 floors, right?
This is 1 floor.
That's 1 floor? Oh, that's because I'm looking at the January. I had to put labels on these so I wouldn't get them confused. Okay. So you're looking at the November 15th one.
Is there one that's 2 floors, that's on flat ground?
On flat ground, no.
I think most of the
Okay.
2 floors.
So you
are
could
on
take
slope.
one of the walkouts.
Let me see what this one, this is 11.5.
You could take one of the walkouts and easily make it a 2-floor. This eliminates the need for a lift or an elevator.
Okay, this one is a 2-floor.
But if we design for future growth, I'd want to have an area that you could insert it if need be.
Yes, you would.
So maybe a closet that is an elevator shaft, and then you just move the closet upstairs when you expand.
How does this one differ from the one that you have? Because this is the same thing with the sally port.
Watch the
underneath.
microphones.
That's the November 5th one.
It's a different November 5th one. That's the 15th, this is the 5th. This is a 2-floor.
Nuclear war.
But is it the same as,
First floor, second
this one has a
floor.
first
This,
floor?
oh, this is the J. Jill, isn't it?
We got a race going right now.
I don't know, these are the ones that we had.
I don't know. It says
There's
first floor,
definitely,
it doesn't say basement.
Right. Because the cars come in on the first floor.
This is not J. Jill.
Is there a lift in this?
J. Jill had like an atrium over here.
Is there a lift?
No.
I don't see no video.
I don't see any lift. The stairs, there's no lift. That's the first floor.
The second floor.
Stairs again, stairs, 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 stairs. So one of these could easily be changed to a lift. Where's the front door? Mezzanine. Why is there a mezzanine?
Because, oh, maybe, I don't know.
47 by 67. Why would you do that? Architect's dream. Impractical use of area. Open space. Interesting.
They're one of those sorts of things you don't need.
Well, it's interesting that this is
Party.
only 100 feet.
Well, that's because, remember, you're on 2 floors now. Okay, but
100
I
by
think
100.
we're redesigning, but I think a committee could do that and then come back to the selectmen. Just read that. That's it.
So you think all of these would fit on either of those lots?
You can take a walkout, you'd have to move your Sally port around, but they could take any of these designs. I say we pick 2 designs, make it easier for the committee. I don't know how you guys feel. Say, look, take these designs and tweak it. It doesn't have to be as complicated as, you know, you have to be careful. The engineer and the architect want to make money.
You think?
This is 11:15.
How many times have they designed stuff for us?
I like the idea of the one floor.
Well,
But you've got your cars coming in here and your lobbies over here.
I will tell you right now,
Everything inside can be changed, Joyce.
if you have
Everything.
either of these pieces of land, let's say the borings come back and we find no ledge. Either one of them could be an 8-foot foundation with a basement underneath, and there you get some future growth. Just put in the lift. So you'd have 3 floors or a basement and 1 floor. It really, this project is gonna come down to the pocketbook vote. So, right now, where we're at with this project is borings. We've gotta get the borings done. Where are we with that?
I'd say, go ahead,
Pick
Gary,
the 3 spots,
and then we need to cut the tree.
All right,
then cut
Well,
the
locate
brush.
where you want them, and then we gotta work on trees.
I think
we pretty well did
determined
that.
just, like,
Did you see
where,
that?
there was like a hill there, right?
Yeah,
We all remember that.
you walked
And
in
then,
to the
and
left.
just past that a little bit, this is on the lot by Sea Light.
Yep,
And just past that, that all seemed like an area to do it. And
Yeah.
it was further,
are we 2 borings on a site or
back
3?
further.
Great.
2. I'll double check, it's 2, I believe, because you're gonna do 4 in one day.
I guess we
Okay, so
switched
we don't
from
need
6 in one day, because that's what I recall, 3 and 3.
Yeah, 3 was stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
All right, so we're sure we don't need the one for 60, this is all one floor, 61, no.
No,
3
don't get
floors.
rid of any of them, they can
3
all be
floors. You come
adapted.
in,
Yeah.
drive in, bottom.
I wouldn't get rid of anyone,
Yeah.
No,
any
don't
of
get rid
them.
of any of them. They can
Yeah, they
all
all
be
show different
adapted.
needs.
Some are better than
All right,
others.
and what about the topos here?
Well, let's worry about getting the borings done. There's no sense in doing
Let's-
any
let's-
Well, this
location.
would,
Let's
could we
point
mark
to where
on
we
here
want.
where we want the borings?
No. We can go out there with stakes
Stakes and paint.
and
Ribbon,
paint and
stakes.
ribbon
Yep.
and mark them. Who are we
I
gonna
think-
get to clear cut a path out there for the machine? Guys,
What type of path do they need?
how wide?
The track
for-
machine width, I think, John.
What's their
you've seen 'em.
clearance?
Yeah,
It's like a normal vehicle width, basically.
8 feet?
Yeah,
8 feet?
you know, they may say 10, I don't know, we can.
Okay.
And how
What's
much
their-
clearance?
What's their clearance?
It should be a track driven also, so they could go over stumps and up and all over.
Yep.
Yeah, but what's hanging underneath?
3 inches clearance? Nothing higher than 3 inches?
Do
2
we have a
inches.
phone number for those who are going to do the borings?
No, Gary was
Sets it
going,
up.
that's under his contract.
And
Okay,
how,
What's the name of the
who's-
company?
I don't know, I'd have to find out.
Let's find out so we can
Is
ask them these
it, is
questions.
it Miller out of
Question is-
Manchester?
how tight of a turn, and do they need to turn around to come back out, or can they just back out?
Most of them look like a mini tank almost without the
That's what I
gun.
picture.
Right.
The thing that goes up
Yeah.
and,
Do either one of you want to have that conversation with the boring people, or should we have Brett?
Regarding what now?
Turn radius, clearance for stumpage, width.
well, who's gonna mark out where they're gonna be done, and who's gonna mark out?
I'll go back out there with any of you.
I think when you want to do it.
Anyone do it?
Not this weekend.
I
Not
was gonna
this
say
weekend.
Saturday morning, I'm going for some wood before it gets hot.
Before it gets hot?
First thing in the morning.
I have the
Yeah.
Saturday off.
I'm heading up to Campton to get a load of ash.
Next week? And? Next weekend?
I suppose, and yeah.
I'll go unless I have a route to, I mean, a thing to go.
What time?
Morning.
Morning,
Saturday?
early.
Morning?
Do
Early
Early?
before the bugs get out.
Saturday morning, but we can't start chainsaws before 10, right?
Are we bringing chainsaws?
Are we bringing change?
I was bringing Mike,
I
oh,
was
come
gonna do
on.
it Sunday morning, bright and early at 6 o'clock, start up my chainsaw. Oh, that's right, we can't.
What time can we?
We'll need a chainsaw, season cut or
Do you
something.
have a chainsaw?
I do, I get
I got
two.
I got one.
I got chaps.
What time
I
do you
got-
wanna go
get
Saturday
chaps.
I
morning?
got,
Sunday-
Earplugs.
Saturday or Sunday morning as
Yep, I can-
early as possible.
Yeah.
5 o'clock?
how much? What
Five.
time? I can't fire my chainsaw up then.
6?
6?
6?
Saturday I can do it.
Saturday, 6 a.m.? 6 a.m.?
Take that.
That's the following weekend, not this weekend.
Not, yeah.
Yes, if I'm available, I'll be there.
What's
What
the
time,
date?
6 a.m.?
You just stay up overnight? An all-nighter?
We should just keep
Okay, I found, here's the contract. It says, in addition to this architectural scope, we will also provide for geotechnical investigation and report as follows. For one full day's drilling, total of 5 to 6 borings apportioned over 2 separate sites. The fee for the architectural scope per site is $6,800, so that's $13,600.
I didn't hear, how many borings per site?
5 to 6 total.
And then it
Good,
says,
so
the
3 per site.
geotechnical fee associated with drilling, soils analysis, and report will be $6,500 for 1 day of drilling, 5 to 6 borings, apportioned over the 2 sites.
Yeah. And what's the company?
It doesn't say, it just says services will be invoiced for as a percentage of completion of the work on a
I
monthly
can almost
basis.
guess who it is.
So we gotta call Gary and
Can
ask
we get the
her.
name, phone number of that company so we can get this information?
And what is the information that you want?
What we need to do to get a track in through the woods. How wide? Turning radius if they need to turn around.
Clearance,
Yeah.
bunch of questions.
Okay, what else?
Well, there's, who's gonna ask the questions? John or Peter were gonna call them.
All right, well, are we contracting the person, or is Gary? Who are they working for? Us or
They're
Gary?
working, I think, for Gary, and he's adding a 15% or
Yeah, I don't,
5%
he can have his
markup, and-
15%, but I'd like
We
to
need
get
to
the
know who it
information
is so we can
firsthand.
ask questions.
Okay.
And we're not trying to horn in on his percentages at
No,
all.
I know, I'm just saying that.
Just, it would be nice to have direct contract so that, you know,
Uh,
if it's easy, heck, we may have it all cleared Saturday.
Sort of like a former selectman, I hate consultants because you pay and then they make a mistake, you pay again, you change the design, you pay again.
Well, and I don't want to wait for somebody to ask the questions and
Right.
get the questions for us and say, but that's not all the answers I wanted.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a conversation directly, you know, I'd like to know, can they traverse over that brook? Can they go from 132, can they go right up that
Right.
path? I mean, just kind of clear it out a little wider. You know, if he's got a 0 turn radius. All right, so that's settled. Joyce, do you have anything else?
No,
There's
that's,
bush.
I'm sending Gary an email
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
F2. My tractor. I'm sorry, Joyce? Did you have anything else for us?
No, I just said I'm sending Gary an email right now.
Okay. Bitter and Lane. Did everybody see the email from Joyce? Bitter and Lane isn't non-public, right? No, that's not non-public. Okay, sorry. Did everybody see the email from Brock,
From who?
Brock,
our Public Works Director? I think he sent it yesterday.
yes.
His recommendation on whether or not we should hire an engineer.
Yeah.
All right, so, gosh, I'm gonna try to fill you in on the events of the past few days. So, the Conservation Commission was not able to deliberate on the alteration of terrain permit or the plans for Bitter and Lane Monday night because they did not have proper documentation. Miscommunication, There's just a lot of variables played into this. So there were a lot of emails that went back and forth from their chair and myself and Dari and whatnot. I looked into the process that is required for an alteration of terrain permit to get to us. How does it come to us? Who is it supposed to go to? By New Hampshire RSA 635:4, it is required that all terrain permits are set first-class mail to the town clerk of all municipalities that they affect, number one. Number two, their administrative rule 150310, and actually 7, states that as part of the application package, the applicant must obtain proof that the governing body of the town, the municipality, has also received the application. So the application for Bittern Lane went through the process. The Department of Environmental Services did send a letter to the town clerk notifying her that in fact they had received an application for that project. All right. I was told by that office that they had not received anything. So the letter, I have a copy of it. It was sent October 6, 2016, Town of Tilton Municipal Clerk, 257 Main Street, Dear Sir, Madame, explains the alteration of terrain permit. It gives them the contact agent, Roki Consulting, it's all there. The application itself was sent by the applicant to the town of Tilton by certified mail, and it was sent to Dari Sasan. It should have gone to the governing body, the Board of Selectmen. I've been in contact with Gloria Andrews from the New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services, who's been extremely helpful in this whole unraveling of this puzzle and why we faltered in our duty to supply this information, and posed to her that there were 2 requirements and they're not being met by Department of Environmental Services. The letter to the town clerk suffices the RSA, but the administrative rule part is being missed in that the governing body is not specifically notified an alteration of terrain permits. She's working on it. I spent so much time with this, but I'm glad to say ultimately we're in a much better position going forward when we receive these alteration of terrain permits. They're different from the wetlands and the shoreline protections in that we don't get 3 or 4 copies, and it has to go to the Board of Selectmen, the alteration of terrain. So going forward, we should be better off. The question before us is, do we want to have an outside engineer look at this plan?
Yes.
That is the
Yes.
question. Peter? Outside engineer?
Yes.
Number 4? Okay. I agree. Dari used one just recently for Autumn Drive. He was relatively inexpensive, and he was very timely. He was referred to us by an attorney that we were using for the Autumn Drive case, John Radigan. I'm suggesting we use him. Dari contacted all of our normal engineers. They were all way too busy to handle this. I don't want to delay this project any more than we have to. my next question to pose to you is, do you feel that we need to hold up the application for the driveway permit to the New Hampshire DOT from the town for the engineer's opinion?
I said again.
Should we hold up the driveway permit until we get the engineer's opinion? Or should we go forward with the driveway permit?
If you go forward, can you go conditional based on,
And I don't think you can.
Because
That
if
Either
the
grant or you don't.
engineer determines that that is not proper there or something like that,
Well, one of the concerns, I'm just posing the question out there because I feel it's in the best interest of the applicant, not necessarily town. One of the concerns that Brock had, and I don't remember if he said it in his email or not, was, he and I drove out there with his print. He had some concerns about because we don't have specifications here, he had some concerns about the right and left turning lanes, the egress lanes, as far as this radius.
If I remember though, back when they first came, this is about a year or so ago, when they met with DOT, and DOT was actually present at
These
the...
weren't there.
They weren't there, but there was a discussion on the degree of radius that needs to be.
Here,
that one.
this radius. And this, so this side of the project.
So you're telling me that they're not concerned with the east, what is it?
The New Hampshire Department of Transportation is only concerned with the traffic that dumps off of Route 3 into our road. They're not so concerned about our traffic exiting onto their road, which I don't understand, but they had stated that at that meeting. It doesn't make sense, does it? But this project on the east side was all perused by the DOT engineers.
I would hold
So
it up
this
then.
side is fine as far as
Yeah.
DOT is.
Right.
But this side has only been looked at by the applicant's engineer.
I think judging from the size of the complex that's gonna be built, we have MB Tractor, which is a lot of trucks that are coming out of there.
Yeah,
I think that we really need to look at that radius, and it has to be specific to this plan. I really do think we need to hold it up, and
Okay.
I feel bad about it, but I think that we need to hold it up because we can't, it's difficult now with out vehicles coming in and going out to make that turn.
well, you see the type of loads that come in and out of MB Tractor.
Yes.
And right now, those coming in and out of the road as exist, you can't be going in or going out when
No,
they're
you
doing
can't.
their thing because
Exactly.
they are huge.
That's my point. You
They're
can't-
very long.
I'd really
They're
like it to be
tracking.
on the record that I'm requesting that they look at the dam on Ice House Pond and calculations of all of the runoff from that and how it will be pitched.
Well, there is, wait a minute, John.
This is an earthen dam.
Yes, I know that.
With I think the pipe under here is a 12-inch or a 16-inch for the whole thing.
We had that discussion.
But that isn't part of
This
the
road,
selectmen's project. I
Right.
mean, I guess we could, but I don't know what we do with the information at that point.
Sure it is, because what type of runoff are we producing
we're
with
not
this and
pitching the
where's it
road
going?
that way though.
That's a good point.
We're increasing the impervious surfaces here, right here.
We're adding a
and
walkway.
over here, and we don't know which way the water from here in the parking lot there is going. Is it all going in? If you
all
make all
of-
this impervious and all this.
Right
then
now,
this is-
what's happening on this parking lot, there is a drainage plan. All of this, on this site, this runoff, these are the two detention ponds. You'll notice even the roof drains are going into, there's a swale around the outside perimeter here, and it's all being fed into these detention ponds. I have a bit of a problem with that myself, I did at the planning board meeting, I still do. I'm not sure that that's enough to treat all of this through these swales and this,
We don't have a
because
say
it
in
goes
that, do
directly
we?
into
Yes, we
this.
do.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah, we have to know, 100-year storm runoffs. The other thing is in order to do this, they're going to be cutting down all the trees there and on
They
their
can't.
original
They
plan,
can't
said
cut,
wouldn't.
they're not cutting the trees
They
down.
They can't.
No, they're not
So you
cutting
have
any of
a-
the trees here.
This represents the 20-foot wetland
Right.
buffer. So you can see they're coming really, 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 really
They
close.
were really clear about cutting the trees down there, and they said no.
But I got a feeling they're mowing beyond this. Does that include
yeah.
mowing? So this culvert here, there's a swale that comes down through here. And it goes under the road, obviously, and then dumps directly into Ice House Pond. There's
And
no,
how about this, all
Filtration.
this, see all this
Yeah.
coming down the street?
this right here is an
Goes right there.
existing culvert. This is being replaced. But I don't see, there's gonna be a debris hood on this outlet. But I'm a little concerned about what else is draining into it, because there really isn't a swale on this side. Oh, but anyway, what I wanted to tell you is,
Everything, this lot and that.
all of the mowing that's going on this site currently is being dumped right there on top of that outlet.
So, John, let me make this clear. You're saying that this is about a 16 or 18-inch pipe going through
Just-
here, and making
Existing
all
pond.
this impervious here allows more runoff into this pond.
Into this pond.
So then they, even though they've already said here for the 100-year flood plan and the existing pond outlets, you
No,
don't
it
feel that
says
that's
This is
out,
where the 100-year floodplain is,
okay?
okay? But is that with the added, what's on here?
Okay,
And if you look here, it kind of shows it. The dam, that whole, okay, so that culvert is at 500? This is at 508,
right,
is an earthen dam.
right.
So you have a culvert that's that big going under the road, and then you have 8 feet of dirt coming up to block that whole pond. So if you get this beltward water coming in off of the road,
It's gonna take away
it's going to start washing
that,
and
right.
clogging it,
Problem is,
changing, what will happen is it will drain that whole pond by the depth of 8 feet. If that
So
breaks.
who's gonna talk with the engineer?
I think we should have them come in and talk to the Board of Selectmen.
Okay.
The problem is, and we drove out on this site, the wetlands that were mitigated for Lowe's and Kohl's was huge. We walked out there before
Oh,
those
yeah.
were built, remember them?
Oh, yeah.
They are still weeping into this property. They haven't gone away.
Yeah.
That's still all weeping on this property. So you
Natural
still
flow.
have that natural wetlands seeking its home. And like John said, I am concerned about the amount of water from any of these vents, like the one we had that Monday a few weeks ago, all dumping in here.
Now, the concern here, if, I know that they're anxious, when are they intending to build here? As soon as they get the driveway permit? Is that what's happening? Is that what's holding this up?
The driveway permit is part of it. I mean, the
Have they-
action of the selectmen, they have to meet those conditions, and if they don't know which way we're gonna go, or if we're just gonna refuse and say, no, we're not gonna give you a driveway permit, then they're done.
Have they met all the conditions with the planning board, or are they waiting for us to give them the driveway permit to
I
add
quite
to that?
frankly don't remember the conditions the planning board put on this.
Okay, I know one of them was the driveway permit.
What's the date on this plan?
2016, September,
But there's a revision
26.
now here.
You see,
November.
usually
That's the
when they're
alteration
going
of
to be
terrain.
doing this, they submit a copy to the Conservation Commission to make comment on it.
Not the alteration of terrain.
But
For
this,
the project, but it's been changed. It was never received by.
These
us.
revisions?
it's just the alteration of terrain that's been changed.
Well,
This
You
is,
sure?
yeah,
Yeah.
this is the AOT.
right,
So the AOT,
And that doesn't change with the flow of the water or anything?
no, the AOT
What's that?
is right here.
Resurfaces.
This is the alteration of terrain, and that's the other thing. So this was marked, this is how this came into the land use, drainage summary. So he had, you would have to go in here 2 or 3 pages, yeah, 4th page, to see alteration of terrain permits. And when this came to Dari, he thought, oh, it's the drainage summary, just put it in the file with the rest of the stuff. He had no idea. But the,
What's changed?
nothing was really changed.
Something was changed.
What?
A revision, right?
Well, the revisions is the alteration of terrain permit was approved. So this, what we see in front of us, is part of this document. The alteration of terrain also has all the maintenance for the storm runoff in it. I'm looking for the map. That's not the drainage map. That's post-development. Yeah. So you can see both of the drainage ponds, you can see that perimeter swale, you can see the drainage from
And
the
so
roof.
None of
So-
that's ever required to go before the Conservation Commission?
Well, the planning board usually says, well, there's a lot of wetland issues here, as the Conservation Commission will take this, and I know that I'm one that asked that. And the answer was yes,
Did they, that we did see it?
that
But we
we
didn't,
had looked at it,
we
but
hadn't though.
nobody seems, I can't get an answer whether or not this alteration of terrain, which says drainage summary on it, was viewed by the Conservation Commission. So I'm looking forward to their input on this.
Yeah.
And that leads me, thank you, to my next comment is, they're not meeting for a month. They,
Some-
because we just met Monday. If we get an engineer on this, my suggestion is that we should contact the Conservation Commission tomorrow, let them know we plan on having an engineer.
Yep.
Let them know we plan on meeting with the engineer.
Right.
And they may want to look at this information and come to that meeting and have a conversation with the engineer with us. I don't know how you feel about that, but.
I'm fine with
I
that.
think
You
that's
know,
You know, I'd rather
Cover all the
get,
bases so we're all done.
Right,
And we can
exactly.
hand it to them or
I agree with you.
make any suggestions.
I agree with
but-
you, and if they can't all make it, then maybe the chair and,
But I want to make sure that it's on the record that we're asking about that dam and
But
the
you're gonna be at
construction
that
of it
meeting, right?
he's gonna meet with us, so you're gonna bring it up.
prior to him looking at it?
Yeah, he's coming here to us.
Oh, yes, we're gonna have the engineer come here,
Right,
have a conversation with us, what our concerns are, the dam specifically, what we
Right.
need him to look at. He needs to
And then
see the
look at the
letter.
flows, yeah.
And like I said, the Conservation Commission should be at that meeting, or as many members as possible.
They may even want to get together before that so they can,
That's what I'm thinking.
So let's see if
does
we
that
can't
sound
get
like
him
a-
in.
Does
I think
this sound
that's
like a
great.
good plan?
I think it's a great plan, let's see if we can
Joyce?
get him in sooner than later.
Can you talk to Dari tomorrow? I, kind of talked to him this morning about the engineer. Get that fellow's name, see if we can get him on board. And if not, we're gonna have to find one we can. See if we can, will you notify the chair of the Conservation Commission and let him know what our plans are?
The only thing that would probably in the next couple of weeks, which, other than our evaluation, is we have, the chief would like to have an officer sworn in either next week or the week after, so we need to plan on some time for that.
Well, those both could take place in the same evening.
That sounds
Now we need to approve the flyer. They'll either be next Thursday or the
I think-
following.
Goodness, is here.
I thought it was great when I got the opportunity to go.
When I was chair, I asked everybody to get the head attorney.
I've done it so many times that I've just let other people do it.
Yeah. She's
I get to swear in chiefs.
It's okay.
didn't hear what John said.
So you'll get in touch with Dari, the engineer, contact them, see how soon they can get on this.
Yep,
And if we can't, we gotta scramble to find one.
yep,
Get in touch with the chair of the Conservation Commission, let them know where we're going with this,
yep.
that we'd like them to meet with the engineer, and as John suggested, perhaps they'd like to call a special meeting so they can go over this information.
Yep.
If they want to look at this full-size print the selectmen have, it's on my desk. This yellow folder, I keep with it. It says Tilton Sports Complex on it.
Yeah, should we leave it down on top of the file cabinet
Nope.
downstairs?
No,
Don't want it walking away.
You'll walk away, you don't trust me?
I've had too many things that walk away when they go downstairs. It's right there. We have keys.
Now, we haven't printed out that drainage study. You want us to print that out?
I've got it right here.
I just saw you printed it out? Oh, okay. When you went through it, did you see the application and was it signed by anybody?
This is the application. No, that's what I just went through. In here it wasn't, so I called up Gloria Andrews, and I gotta tell you, people complain a lot about working with those departments, and I have just had the best experience. She was, and continues to be, so helpful. I wasn't off the phone 10 minutes, and she had gone, looked for it, and sent it to me. It's just amazing. So no, what you sent me is a copy of the certified receipt that it was sent to Dari,
Okay.
and it should have been sent to the town clerk and the governing body. So this is the letter that was sent to the town clerk notifying her that this had been sent to town. Nobody looked for it. And as I said earlier, the part that's missing in all of this, and she's delving into it on her end, is why wasn't the governing body notified as they should have been? There should be a proof of notification to the governing body in this document, and that does not exist anywhere. Now, I don't want this held up because it isn't. You know, we have some culpability in why this guy got clustered, but they're all over it. We'll see what she comes up with. I let her know that we have a plan going forward, that we'll be more aware of these alteration of terrain permits and how they should be handled in town. But again, all right, so I'll put this over there. They're welcome. Well, John, you know where it is. Just come out and grab it. Make sure you put it back, please. And are all the selectmen aware of the bones we found out front underneath the asphalt?
The what?
The bones, the buriedness.
Oh,
Dig up bones, the surprising thing
no,
you find under the
what
dirt.
did you
Last
tell
time I
me?
heard that, it cost tens of thousands to the sewer commission for archaeology, so that's why my ears perk when I hear that.
I do.
When they were removing the asphalt, they discovered these old window wells. There's actually 3 of them. The mailbox is on top of one of them. We didn't move it. It doesn't, the asphalt grade there doesn't change much. So he's just gonna seal in, there's a small gap, maybe 1 inch to 1.5 inches. He's gonna seal that up, and then they'll asphalt there, and it'll be fine. The window well out here, beside the door, and on the other side of the door, because we have to meet ADA on those front steps now, that grade's lower, so it would not have worked. This would have been the edge of concrete, and the asphalt would have been down here. So all this jaggedness. So they took it out and discovered window wells. They were blocked up on this side, which created a shelf for bricks, and then actually those bricks are also sitting on top of these bricks as a shelf. So when they took it all apart, what I'm telling you is it didn't jeopardize the integrity of the structure of the building. They filled it in with gravel. They grouted up the concrete block openings, and we'll form out a little bit. And Joyce got in touch with the mason who took care of these window wells, and he'll aesthetically fix that. And then Brock will just come in and put in some asphalt to fix it up. That's the plan.
what about the drain with the big hole in it that the state left? Did you see it?
No, we have a drain with a big hole.
The drain on School Street. where the granite on the sidewalk,
Okay.
and it stops just before the drain. So you have the drain here, and here's the sidewalk,
Uh-huh.
the curbing. Well, there's cement here,
Okay.
concrete. I did that. And then here's the touch, what do you call it, with all the knobs?
Oh, no, yeah.
There's a big hole right here that just goes way down to nowhere, and it's a shelf of concrete. And the state left it like that.
Did anybody have any suggestions?
They fixed it. What they did,
Our asphalters fixed it.
no, Breton. What they did is they concrete, if you say, I say cemented over that, and then laid bricks this
If they
way.
cemented it, it's going to fail because it doesn't have the stone and sand and water in it.
Concrete. So and then they laid
Just call it mortar.
then they laid the bricks this way, and then they concrete over, and then
No kidding.
put the sort of made a shelf,
Can we send a bill to DOT?
and then put the gravel on top of it.
Yeah, good
You know,
one.
yay, they have
Do
been
an exchange, they can
outstanding.
just put a light in.
They
We
really
fix
have
this
been
street.
excellent
It had to have
contractors.
been that wide. I could have stuck my whole foot right in there.
Okay. Well, thank you. No, I wasn't aware of that. Okay. Anybody have anything else for
I do.
us?
Reports?
Yeah, selectmen's reports.
Yeah, I'll give you a selectman report.
Thank you.
We, Conservation Commission met and we discussed a little bit on what we already just discussed. The other thing is, Eversource came, Donna Keeley, great person, always helpful, and went over the transmission line updates that are being done, where they're putting the pads and replacing the poles and doing all that, and spoke with a couple of the landowners that were concerned about the wetlands and the issues that are going on, drainage and such. This is my spare copy if anybody would like it. And, do
That's
that.
an extra?
That's an extra. I knew you'd love that. I saved it just for you.
Transmission lines.
Thank you.
There's the
Updates.
name of the project, it's called the L176 Transmission Line Rebuild Project. They're taking the wooden poles out and putting metal in. Some had like, a dozen woodpecker holes in them. They've been there since '76, and
Ew, they're going over my land.
and they've already notified everybody a while ago, so. But that's that, and it is here and available.
They're going from wood to steel,
Yeah, they're doing
so
caissons.
who's doing the piling?
They're doing caissons, and it's on pads, and they're also installing a couple pads for a switch station, which is next to, I can answer a lot of questions later, leaving that. What else? The only other thing I wanted to ask was the lights. It seems like they're on and off at different times on the island. And I know those who had keys and who, I don't know. It's probably better if they have one person switching them and determine the time that they're doing.
Catherine,
What?
we want one person on the lights. Quick.
Well, John, thank you for volunteering.
I will volunteer to do it if you wish, and, because you
There's
guys
a key
change it.
downstairs for you,
And then
right? Yeah.
That really is.
There's a
very
key
nice.
down.
early in the morning, I go there and I can walk right across the street and change it.
Key for both padlocks, it's the same key.
Oh, it's the same key as the upper one? Is it the same one that was there last year? I probably have one.
Okay.
So I'll volunteer to do that, and
Thank you.
I think that's pretty much it. I did discuss with the Conservation Commission, there's been some interest over the years. For river use, it's getting a lot more popular. They're doing kayaking lessons on there. It turns out that this is a premier water for doing it. Some of the fallbacks that we have in our use of our river, if we want to continue on down to Franklin, it's difficult to take out at Mill Park, but you can't put back in again without crossing private property. So at some point, I mean, we don't have to discuss it, but keep that in your mind, how that could allow for a continuous enjoyment of the river. That's it.
Yeah, okay, because if they come out on our side,
The trail's on the other side.
they have the choice, I don't know where the trail, how close it comes to the river or what the easements are over there, but if they continue on our side, I don't know where they could access the river again,
It's all
except
private
for,
property, I think. So
you know,
that might be
maybe
something.
Park Street Cemetery, but I know that's pretty far down. That's quite an elevation drop. to
Another
get to.
thing, we gotta start thinking about gambling in town too.
Why?
To fund the kindergartens.
Oh,
Are we
right,
going
right.
to allow it, or are we not going to allow it? And that has to be a question, right?
I would put that to the legislative body,
Yeah.
make it a warrant article.
We
Pat,
got
do you have
plenty of
anything
time.
for us?
I do. First of all, on the senior center was, I guess, vandalized, that's a better word, again. The easy up that we replaced that was vandalized before was vandalized in the exact same way. When we purchased the new one, Al LaPlante went up and anchored them down, way down, with those like dog anchor type things with the swirls, and anchored them really in, and then roped them to a point where it was, you know, a hurricane could have come in. But someone had taken it and twisted it and broke the cross members and left garbage bags out there and damaged a few other things. There's a couple of pavers that got broken in the midst of that.
Were they picked
But-
up by the cameras?
No. Well, this is interesting because I know how Tim has been busy with the audit and everything, and he set it up that I can access it on my phone, but there's been an update, and Glenn Smith has had the same issue, that when you go onto your phone, it if I select Senior Center, it will come up information video closed. Well, it's done that since they've done the update and they know about it, so I can't access it. So I went up, he wrote a little tutorial to go up and access it. I called him from there, and I can see the camera is on the monitor. I can see the outside, and it would be perfect to catch somebody. Now, I don't know if I'm doing it right or not, but I selected it, and nothing comes up. It's just blank. I can't select any prior days or anything.
Yeah.
It's nothing. So I can go in the kitchen video, and I can select prior days. So I know I'm doing it right that way, but Tim hasn't had a chance to go up there to actually view it. Would like to, and he's on vacation now, so it's not, chances of tomorrow is very nil. But when he comes back, we can do it.
Is that something Captain Martin might be able to help you with? I know that he has a lot of knowledge of security devices.
Well, maybe I can call him tomorrow and see if we can go up, because that would be an ideal time. It's happened on the weekend because Friday there was the morning group in Friday, and then there's an evening group that rents on Friday evenings. So from Saturday to Monday, Friday evening when everybody left to Monday, that happened. And the easy up tents are not cheap, and we got a bigger one this time, an 8x10 instead. I mean, a 10x10 instead of a 8x10, but they're $300-400. They're not cheap. Last time they broke our grill and everything
When
else.
these things happen, we do a police report, right?
Yes. Well,
That
I
would-
can't get the video because I can't show
Well,
it to Nate.
I would think it would be part of the police department's
We have one
purview
camera there.
to go and obtain those, just like they would at, like, Cumberland Farms if there was a shoplifting or...
I'd really like to see if we can't move one of the cameras to the other side, to the walkway side. You know, we have a camera that faces out into the main hall. Put that out into the hallway. I mean, not the hallway, the sidewalk by the outbuilding. Maybe 2 of them we could get it. But something has to
I can't
happen.
see getting
because
any
this
more
is
if we can't get the ones that we got going.
This is the second time in maybe 4 or 5 weeks that this has happened. This is not, yeah,
When, just last weekend? or-
this last weekend, this happened. And they did a lot of, okay.
Yeah, I would check with Captain.
The other thing is on August 9th, on a Wednesday evening, there's a fundraiser for the senior center, and also every child is ours. It's a combination fundraiser at the Tilton Cruise Night on Wednesday evening. Tickets can be obtained there.
Where's the Tilton Cruise Night?
Tilton Diner. Tilton Diner. And Alex Ray donates the food and things, so it's a good profit.
What time?
5 to 8, and it's for the senior center and Every Child is Ours. The Wednesday night music group is getting, it's really large, so a couple of the executive committee people have to stay up there and do that. So if anybody can help out with us on Wednesday evening, that would be greatly appreciated.
What do you need?
Well, collecting money or, tickets. Joe Jessamine cooking, so.
Tilton Diner or this?
Yeah, at the Tilton Diner. So that's August 9th, so it'll be a good fundraiser. The other thing is, just for FYI, on the camera, I've gotten, since I talked with you, Gail, this afternoon, and you this morning, I've gotten 3 phone calls. Is the Tilton Police Union making fundraiser request in the town of Tilton? Yes, this is their annual fundraising phone call marathon that they do. So if they are calling and saying this is the Tilton Police Union, they are legit and they do very good things with the money. So they are doing it. It's for 1 week, I guess. The other thing is, Gail, you and I have to get together. We have a barbecue to prepare.
You and Ashley.
Oh, it's Ashley and I?
Yes,
Are you sure?
The
yes,
selectmen for staff. So
yes.
staff doesn't, yeah, it's you and Ashley.
Ashley thought it was a great idea, and we said agreed.
Good job, Gail.
So I'm
Tough
thinking
on,
that
Sue.
maybe we could borrow the gas grill from the Old Home Day. No, they have a big gas grill.
I don't.
And ask Joe to help us
When are we planning?
cook whatever it is.
The-
But
the
where are
Mill
we
Park?
gonna hold it?
When?
Hill Park.
Riverfront Park, when?
Irving Park's got
Wow.
bathrooms.
Will have to be during the day so employees can come. During the summer,
Okay,
so
depending when it is, let me know.
What's August 2nd?
It's between the 1st and 3rd.
I don't know, Saturday, August 5th
No
is,
wonder why I couldn't find it.
Saturday,
You know
August
what?
5th is the day we're going out to send in, put in posts,
Huh?
right? Not this week, but next week. Just can't find the camera.
I think 6th, Sunday the 6th. Or did you say Saturday?
Saturday.
Saturday the 6th is what?
So we're going out, oh no, it's the 29th. I went too far. We're not going out the 22nd, we're going out July 29th
At
to
6
set in
a.m.
the posts. 29th, boy.
The 2nd, I have an appointment, so unless somebody else
it's
can
fine.
set it up, we can have it in the afternoon. But either the 1st or the 3rd would be perfect for me
For the barbecue?
for a barbecue. Or the,
Well, John works during the day.
Yeah.
And Ashley, we gotta check her schedule.
Well,
you could do
I'm
it on a
probably the
Friday.
least likely able to go.
we
So,
could
Well, if
do
we
it
did it on a
Friday
Friday
that
and
would be
started
really
at 3 o'clock.
I'd be the least likely to go, but I could pick up some food or make something for it.
This is the selectmen are
We're doing this
doing this for.
Time.
for our staff.
No time off, and plus I need to keep them available for job interviews.
Oh, that's right.
All right, so I'll get with Ashley. Tell her we have to plan something, and then we'll come up with a couple of dates.
Are you gonna have part of it catered?
What, did we set a price?
I'll potluck something. Don't mind
It's an
doing
awful
that.
lot for
Vibrating.
employees, is me. The,
I was just thinking the sides you could cater,
No.
and we could get all the
Someone's sitting on the
beverage,
table,
and the
it's
meat
vibrating
product
off the
stuff.
table.
I'm not gonna answer it.
They don't.
They see what Ashley can do, and
Okay.
what if there is some way I can contribute without being there.
I mean, if we have somebody cooking, hamburgers, hot dogs or something,
Or
we could do it.
do
We could
potato
buy,
salads and
right, we could buy the stuff and we could
coleslaws.
do it, it wouldn't be a problem. The selectmen that are available can cook and
Yeah.
Susan will help us out. No, we'll have somebody make potato salad.
That's a lot of potato salad. That's what I was saying, if you
Well, if
cater
we
it.
have a potato salad and a macaroni salad or something and a garden salad, that would be
I
nice.
could make fruit goo.
You can make what?
My kids always called it fruit goo.
But do we have a limit, do we have a limit to, like, the Christmas party was like $7.50, so something like that?
Something like that.
Okay. All right,
Are we gonna invite boards and committees to this one?
well, we need to go up a little bit if we do.
I think
Good.
employees,
To me, if you're gonna do night boards, your best bet's a weekend.
I think it's really important employees.
Okay, employees
Let's keep
barbecue.
this to employees, we could have a town civic,
We never do anything
thing
on
on
boards
a
and
weekend.
committees.
Because the boards would have to be on the weekend
Right.
Or evening.
or evening, yeah. We could do a civic
Okay, all right, that's good.
appreciation.
All right, anything else, Pat?
No, I think that's it for me.
Peter,
I'm good this week.
we done?
Yeah.
8 o'clock? Anybody? Anything?
Motion to
Going
adjourn.
once, going twice?
Second.
All those in favor?
Yay.
Why do I vote when it's non-debatable?
Catherine.
In case somebody wants to sneak it on my cell phone.